Cove, y'all, and welcome to Science Today, News at Home. I am your host, Judith Dankworth, here with my co-host, Mia and Marcia. And on this segment, we will be taking a trip to the phenomenal city on the moon, Crescent Cove.
That's right, Judith. Which might add that today we are honoring the city's 100 years since establishment of the first ever city on the moon. And although Crescent Cove, located at the moon's south pole, is definitely positioned in an area that makes life easier, there's still so many challenges that have been overcome to keep the city happy and healthy. Now let's to it.
Good idea. Here are three of the people who play a big part in Crescent Cove: Adeline DuPont, Eleanor Dahlgren, and Annalise Quinn. Hello, ladies. Would you please tell us a little bit about your jobs?
Hello, I'm Adeline DuPont, and I am in charge of supervising the city's hydroponic farming, along with solving moon-related challenges.
Hello, I'm Eleanor Dahlgren, and I supervise transportation and help design buildings here in Cove.
And hi, I'm Annalise Quinn. I help solve challenges similar to Adeline's and make sure that all buildings follow city regulations for safety. Now, Adeline, would you please start us off with the residential zone?
Of course, so all of our residential buildings, for more efficient use of space, are spherical and are half above and underground. They are constructed with a structural steel double hull system that uses cross braces to ensure stability during moonquakes. So structural steel is a more flexible version of steel, but it's just as strong, so it's perfect for the job of a spherical frame. Cross braces connect the two hulls and frame together. So cross braces are highly effective on Earth for earthquakes, and they work on the moon just as well. A 4-foot layer of compressed lunar regolith is an outer shell and insulation wall for all homes, and for a view of the stars, houses additionally have a few windows built from thick glass. There are 3 handicap-accessible floors to each home, and included are all the normal rooms you'd find in a house, plus the storage space and emergency equipment in the basement. Gravity stabilizers are beneath each building in the city to help make daily life easier and help citizens stay healthy by preventing muscle deterioration.
Dispersed throughout Crescent Cove are commercial zones, and citizens don't need to travel far to get to one of the city's many entertainment options. There are movie theaters, shops, restaurants, parks, and so much more to enjoy. Socialization is even easy in the city, and you can communicate with people there on the moon or even Earth 24/7. We do this by placing satellites on the moon, Earth, and the space to ensure stable connection. The parks also provide some green space for multiple purposes. Having all these entertainment areas keeps citizens entertained throughout the whole day, just like on Earth.
Industrial facilities have a wide range of purposes. Crescent Cove has manufacturing facilities as well to create a more sustainable city on the moon and produce most of its own materials. The city also keeps the moon clean by recycling air and water and not dumping it. Crescent Cove's industrial facilities include germane necessities along with multiple manufacturing facilities and more to help keep the city running happy and healthy.
Yep, and one of the many innovative industrial buildings is the oxygen purification plant. So we take lunar regolith and dust, and it's mined and then taken to production plants where we put it through a salt electrolysis process. The lunar regolith is put in salt water, made into a powder, and then an electric current is sent through it, separating the regolith from the oxygen. Lastly, that oxygen is dispersed through the city to breathe. Oxygen is recycled using air purifiers and plants. So for the plants, there are, as you probably know, several types, and all do their job of recycling carbon dioxide by turning it back into oxygen. Although certain types of plants can do this job in larger quantities, such as Areca palm, which we use lots of throughout the city. It looks a lot like bamboo and is biologically engineered to take in substantial amounts of carbon dioxide and convert it into, well, substantial amounts of oxygen. Crescent Cove also mines the moon's ice for water and uses it as a second oxygen supplier and a water supplier. The ice is mostly melted to use as water, but a portion is separated into hydrogen and oxygen using water electrolysis, similar to the salt electrolysis process used for separating lunar regolith. So using these resources on the moon and then recycling them is much more efficient and fast than repeatedly transporting things like water or oxygen from Earth, and it can help save money over time.
But to make water and oxygen and power, a lot of power is needed. Solar power is gathered from panels placed atop Shackleton craters or rims and on Malapert Mountain. Both of these locations face almost constant sunlight, which provides 3 gigawatts to use citywide, plus plenty extra if needed. Energy is transferred to the city in thick power lines placed underground to help eliminate the risk of meteorites damaging power lines. Hydrogen, which is separated from the oxygen and water ice, is a backup power source and a heat source. And speaking of heat, the minor amount of trash in Crescent Cove is burned in an incinerator to create heat. This heat then is kept in tubes that run inside walls around the colony.
Located throughout the city, fire, police, and healthcare stations help ensure safety and health of citizens and are all equipped with plenty of equipment and fast and reliable workers. The city also provides a strong education at Crescent Cove University. additional studies for students who want degrees in astronomy or other space-related careers. And besides the university, there are also elementary, middle, and high schools. People can travel throughout the city using our ground-level subway system. There are also indoor sidewalks next to the subway, but of course separated by doors, and soundproof glass walls to ensure the safety of citizens. There's no outdoor transportation to prevent moon dust from getting to.
For growing food, we use a technique called hydroponics, which uses liquid solutions, water, and artificial light to grow plants. The liquid solutions provide all of each plant's nutrients, and thus no soil is needed, which also means less cargo to ship to the moon. To maximize use of space in the plant's greenhouses, the plants are organized and grown in shelf-like structures in rows. Half of the plants are harvested for eating, and the other half reserved for producing oxygen. Other foods like crackers, juice, bread, and more can be made from these plants too. Food doesn't have to be dehydrated either, since there's gravity in the city.
And if citizens find a craving for food on Earth that isn't on Crescent Cove, they can have it delivered occasionally right to their house. We do things like this because citizens are our main priority. While so many people have very important jobs to help the city run, nothing would really be possible without all the citizens that call this place home. We are so grateful to have a city on the moon, and above all things, do our very best to make your time in Crescent Cove the best that it can be. And I think that just about wraps it up for a quick tour of the city.
Yep, thank you to everyone watching and to our guests for joining us. This is Judith Dankworth from Science Today News, everyone. See you all next time and have a great day.